Welcome back to Hands of Faith. The third adventure shall be. I actually want to start a High Priestess because it has pyramids and they're always awesome.
There is the small game, the game we play, and there is the great game, the game of life and death, the game I was once master of.
Collect blessings in order to enter the ritual house on the summit of Mount Faradis and negotiate a treaty with the Northerners there. Okay, let's start with you. The Westwind Tavern, might as well, the Lost Boy. Let's try the arm wrestling yet again. Okay, some of them don't actually have tokens, so let's pick these two. Get as many tokens as possible. It's kind of weird. Oh, okay. Thank you. Have supplies. What does that do? Oh, it's the only one we can have. I don't know what this token means, but I'm gonna keep it for now. Purification shield. Curious about the ring. And let's continue. Okay, shall we start then?
You find yourself once again in the company of prayer and religion. How unfortunate. Now it begins. Negotiations on behalf of the Empire. We will see how that story ends.
Malaclubs has somehow roped you into traveling deep into the far north on a diplomatic mission. While I usually refrain from working for the Empire, since this one takes me further away from it, I've made an exception. It'll square my debts with General Bendstorm and help open many doors for you. What do you say? Okay, how can I help? As you know, I have great many skills, but my swordsmanship is unlikely to hold up against Northern raiders. I hope no one else who is more up to the task, okay? Who is the leader of the raiders? There are many clans dotted around the supposed leader of them all, is the High Priestess who lived up there. Malaclubs points to the top of the soaring mountain before you. Okay, what's the mission exactly? Well, the general instructed me not to come back until I talk to the High Priestess of the North and offer the terms of the treaty, he explains. Excellent. Bring your sword and let me do the talking, says Malaclubs. I brought plenty of supplies so we can set up camp when we are hungry. That's a lot of food. Malaclubs shares a tithe of your comments in your journey. The High Priestess is quite partial to blessings. If you can prove yourself worthy, we'd have a better chance at swaying her in our favor. Access to campfire at any time between encounters. The camp can be used to consume food or restore life or trade equipment. Okay, we need 6 blessings. Okay, we read this already. Took 5 gold. We need to catch him. Oh, damn it. And again we failed. The goblin man looks offended. Arthur placed a considerable count on him. Don't be mad, she doesn't know how our kind works. Merc crosses his arms and turns his back on you. Malaclubs makes smooth noises. Look here, Merc. We'll be back before you know it. With the goat, okay? So we can actually go back
A
here.
lesson in caution awaits us all. Nature, truly wild nature, will not tolerate fury in its domain, unless it is its own.
High up on the mountains, you see a silhouette of a man approaching through the heavy snow. He hallows through the raining wind. Who dares trespass in the sacred grounds of our priestess? He frosts. Okay. Hidden raiders spring down the mountain with the dexterity of a mountain goat. It's gonna be fun. Oh, I actually start with this sword. I thought my hair was brown or black. The knight's sword. When he accused the mayor of being a shadow beast in disguise, they thought him mad. Know what that means?
Who dares venture? None less than the amazing Eclipse and assistant.
Okay, they did manage to bash me there. Wait, why am I pressing this button when you can just do it with E? That's why we always check buttons, people. Okay, we gain equipment. One-handed weapon required, used to defend to reflect attacks from ranged enemies. We can go with that. So if we defeat 30 attacks from enemies to unlock this token. Okay, so that's easy, I think. Yeah, this is definitely better than nothing. No gold, unfortunately. Oh. Yay, 13, my lucky number. You seek shelter against the bluff, pressing close to the rock face as the avalanche roars overhead. When the trembling stops, you are miraculously unscratched. Your assailant's weapons jut from the snow. As you near, you release it with still clutched in his hand, his body buried to the waist by the avalanche. Let's dig him out. You have the code and free the raider from his icy grave. He takes a moment to catch his breath and says, "You saved me, though we are enemies by blood. Take my blessing and leave me to my thoughts." The second wind. In combat, boosts life to 75 when life is below 25. Then discard a card. Any number of blessings can be equipped at one time. Transit blessings are discarded when certain conditions are met.
Children. It's hard to conceive that either of us were ever such.
Okay. A deeper voice grows. He's just a boy. We have to take him to the dungeons or else he'll run straight to whatever northern clan he spawned from and show them where our outpost is. That's a shifty looking kid. I won't trust him as far as I could throw him, says Malaclypse. You consider the option. Okay, we have one option, so it's a real choice there. Unleashing your weapon, you demand they let the boy go. The Empire soldiers are unmoved by your threat. Oh, they all have shields. The Watchmen, taken from the dregs of society, elevated to pretty positions of power, Watchmen can blow greatly, reducing incoming damage. Use bash to open them up for damage, okay?
Once again, good intentions end up with people trying to hit me.
It's pressing up there. That was a hit. Should have been more careful. Oh, that guy died in a funny way. Okay, he gave me food. As you check your unconscious guard, you notice the boy looking at you warily, as if seizing you up. Sizing. Oh, nice. He fiddles with a little dried plant hung around his neck nervously. Okay, I'll tell you. There was an Empire ambush on our village, and I ran with my mother. We got separated. He wipes some tears from his face, angrily. But I am not afraid. I am of Clan Catsfoot. Ha! I am of Clan Catsfoot, and we are great pathfinders. I'll find my way home. The boy tells you when he knows the area. Oh. Okay. Thanks. We've gained 2 fame. The smart northern boar refuses any help. You can only wish him luck, as he is small. Form disappears into the forest, as his small form. I don't know why I decided it's his. He is. Never mind. Let's just continue. Well, we're not gonna do this quest again, unfortunately.
Be careful where one takes refuge, even in the worst of storms.
With little warning, a snowstorm sweeps in from the north, and snow wipes against you like a shard of glass and obscures your vision. You struggle to find cover.
Now you wager for more than mere success and failure. You choose the very stakes themselves.
The climb becomes unbearable. You seek shelter in a cave and desperately fight off once on frostbites. The wretched smell of fish meat and stale sweat allures you to the presence of a bear rousing in its hibernation. The furious beast bares its teeth and swipes at you with its giant paws. Okay. You flee the cave, having barely survived the savage attack. Luckily, the bazaar has passed. Malaclips forges for firewood, saying this log is dry enough. We can set up camp here for the night. Okay, let's see how camp actually works.
Campfires will always offer warmth and heat, but they also change with each challenge. Be prepared.
A figure appears from out of the swirl of forest and snow. It is a northerner. I come in peace, he says. I make the pilgrimage to the High Priestess. I mean you no harm. Without waiting for approval, he slumps down beside you and warms his hands by the fire. In my youth, I once faced a northern warrior. She almost cut off my head when I slandered her. Malcolm plucks a mouthful of notes on his lute. Young glove, eh? What can I sell right now? I can sell shield. Will cost a lot. Let's cook the food. Can also change appearances, apparently. Well, I guess you can't actually change from where you are. Or your gender. Well, we can always start a new game, right? One food restores 5 health. Do it. And let's break camp. You sleep through the long cold night. In the morning you pack your things and continue on. Climb to the mountain.
The mountain itself pushes you back.
A sudden blizzard slows your progress to the mountain. Fenris. Freydis. Mount Freydis, okay. The bitter wind pierces your skin like a shard of glass.
Witches I will tolerate. They have at least stepped into the streams of power that magicians call home.
As you ascend the snowy Mount Freydis, you happen upon a cottage with a pungent smoke wafting out on the chimney. A frail old lady sweeping snow off the pad beckons you to come in. We've gone in search of a great high priestess to deliver an important message, shouts Malaclips. Oh, I thought it was the witch. Are you sure that's a witch? Looks like a man. You better go bearing blessings if you want to get on High Priestess's good side. I'm fixing a batch right now. If you'd like a taste. I've got it right this time. You can take it to her, she says, stirring the cauldron. Malcleps politely declines. I've been watching what I eat, but my companion here has an insatiable appetite, he says, nudging you forward. Damn it. You take a sip of the potent potion and feel your stomach chur. I knew I shouldn't have sustained the cloudberries for a bogberry, she says, comforting you. Choose the righteous path and you'll find blessings on your way, I'm sure. You step outside in the blistering cold and continue on to Mount Fembris.
With the least of notice, the very lands beneath your feet can slide away. Life is filled with surprises.
Okay, another one. Jay of Frost Rippers. Hidden raiders spring down the mountain with dexterity of a mountain goat. Yeah, we've had this before. Trappers. On the frozen place, prey are few and far in between. The keen eyes of the trapper CO. Trappers throw hunting traps that sneer their target. Use evade to avoid the traps or charge directly rapidly to break free.
Who dares venture? None less than the amazing Malaclips and assistant.
Damn it, pressing the wrong button again. Your end draws near. Yeah, what can I do with you?
Thank you.
Lucky me there. And I thought you'd be a threat. The clash of steel rings out, echoing through the peaks. The mountain answers with a low, coming rumble. as the wall of white rushes towards the melee, sweeping away everything in its path.
Dice are a constant reminder of death. The singular is die, as I'm sure you know, and they are often called bones for the material from which they were crafted. Here, however, they may also bring a touch of life.
You seek shelter against the buff, passing close to the rock face as the avalanche roars overhead. When the troubling stops, you're miraculously unscratched. Your silenced weapon juts out of the snow. As you near, you realize it is still clenched in the hand, its body buried in wrists of the avalanche. You brave the cold and free the raider. His eyes see grave. He takes a moment to catch his breath and says, "You saved me, though we are enemies by blood. Take my blessing and leave me to my thoughts." Oh, nice. That's a good blessing right there.
In the cold, men become desperate. Women hold these mountains together, even through the worst.
With little warning, a snowstorm sweeps in front of the north. The snow whips against you like a shard of glass and obscures your vision. You struggle to find cover. The climb becomes unbearable. You seek shelter in a cave and desperately fight off the onset of frostbite. When the howling wind ceases, you clear the snow from the cave entrance to discover the dark clouds have passed. Malclebs forges for the firewood, saying, "This log is dry enough, we can set up camp here for the night." Okay, we're not gonna do that though. Another one?
Not every temple has crumbled into the dust, more's the pity.
The Temple of Divine Provence provides blessings in exchange for simple gold donations. Oh, okay. Heroic Sacrifice. Prior to combat with 2 or more monster cards, optionally discard a basic monster card but lose your companion for 3 turns. Permanent Blessing. Any number of blessings can be equipped at one time. Okay. Pocket Money. Gain up to 20 gold at the beginning of a new map, if you have less than 20 gold. If your max life is less than 150, okay. You may discard food gain or equipped gain cards to receive maximum health. That's a cool one, but I don't know. Receive plus 15 health for every gold coin you receive. And finally, receive plus 2 food after a dice gambit. I don't know, I don't like any of these. Yeah, we have 3 out of 6. Good.
Will you push on despite nature itself attempting to thwart you?
You enter a competition of strength in a fair. A gold prize is available to the winner. In the first round of the competition, your opponent is the Dimsey Rowan, a halfling from a traveling troupe of acrobats. Didn't we actually do this? Whatever.
A win here sets the tone for your challenge.
Rowan is no match for your straight. He gives a disappointed backflip off the table and collects his meager winnings, then cartwheels out of the door.
The mountain is unforgiving. You would not be the first to die upon its peak.
Further up the mountain, the blizzard becomes intense. You barely see the tiny cottage engulfed in snow. An old lady beckons you in. I've received word of my sister's hawk and have been expecting you. I may not be as skilled as her, but this blessing potion I've whipped up is my best yet. Do you think it's good enough to take on the High Priestess? She says, bowing to steam off a simmering bowl of thick liquid. Remember how great it worked for you last time, says Malaclips with a cindering glaze. Okay, wasn't that difficult this time? Long shot scores an exact target value in Dice Gambit to draw 3 equipment cards, then discard this card. You take a sip of the aromatic potion and feel a warm fuzzy feeling flowing through your body. Looks like my recipe is a success. I'm sure the High Priestess will appreciate this one. You thank the old lady and continue up Mount Ephemeris, paying no heed to the blizzard brewing.
A grand opportunity for you to take whatever pleases you and go about your day.
And I haven't had a chance to actually see him dead. Dice Gambit. Okay, that's 5 out of 6.
I am torn between my loathing for gnomes and my despair that the world is becoming less strange and arcane as the Empire spreads.
You trespass a gnomish ground, humans. A voice calls out as a dozen small creatures leap from the trees around you. The penalty of this transgression is death. Make peace with your gods. Fiercely territorial, trespassing gnomish lands and face the consequences, pesky pestilence and impossible to hit. Gnomes cause sneer, evade to avoid a struggle to break free. Gnomes can only be deterred with a finisher. They were annoying, yes, but not really that difficult to take out. The battered gnomes pick themselves up on the battlefield and approach you cautiously. Alright, the penalty for this transgression is no longer dead. We'd like to parley. We seek arms to defend ourselves, a gnome declares loudly. Hand over some of your equipment and we'll release you. You can even pay you something. I'll give you some food for a helmet, one of the small folk exclaims. I'll share the secrets of this land for a ring, another claims. Okay, let's give him something. Sure, you can have the shield. You surrender the equipment on the gnome, satisfied they offer payment in return. And I gained 2 fame. The gnomes retreat in the forest with their prize and soon begin fighting over it. Okay, guess I need more to sacrifice in order to earn this one. Ooh, not good. You alert to the sound of shifting footsteps. You can barely make out the silhouette of the menacing figure who have provided your shelter. That's a lot of them. Not the sort you'd want to be in such close quarters with. Berserkers, food with range and determination to destroy. Berserker weapons are imbued with ice that slows their enemies' movement and attacks.
Don't let them hit me! I'm too handsome for violence.
You want to attack my wizard, don't you? Did you kill him? Sorry, what? Alright then. Who's next? Okay, let's make some camp. I don't actually want this sword. Can still change appearance. Should I? I mean, I'm not a big fan of the blue hair for some reason. But there is no black in this area. I guess you are gonna go with this one. Right, let's finish this and continue on. Okay, we need one more blessing.
Now the confrontation. Are you ready to face the priestess of her people and drive the deal the Empire has requested? Or will you turn and flee?
The winds clear the dark clouds to reveal the spire of Ritual House pondering from the summit. You pass on through thick snow to find the wooden structure adorned with spoils of war. I don't want this. Track your steps to count your blessings, hoping to find missing opportunities to gain more further down the mountain. Oh, for the love of... Well, let's get on with it again. Wait, did I pick to be blonde? Okay, one gone.
Thank you.
Okay, this one's gone as well. Did you miss? What happened there? I think I just lost a blessing there.
Ever since I've returned to this world, I've been disappointed. The filth, the shame, the horrors dwell in the minds of men, not in the monsters in the darkness.
Westwind's only tavern, the Rusty Razor, is a safe harbor amongst the many dangers of the outer reaches of the Empire. Its barkeep sits outside of his establishment with a look of resigned defeat. Upon your arrival, he jolts straight up, and smiles almost breaks out across his face. At last, someone whose guild is here. Oh, sorry, from the guild is here. These Empire soldiers have almost ruined me. Before you can disagree, the owner swings open the saloon door and pushes you inside. Inside, I discovered a handful of Empire soldiers enjoying ale rather than doing their duty. The freshly invigorated breakup hops onto the table and shouts above the noise. You lazy drunkard deserters are done. The Steward's Guild has sent this enforcer here. Now you're going to get back to your post. This town needs defending. One of the soldiers raises his light away. We've got 3 days until our shift ends, and we return to civilization. So we are not doing any fighting unless they threaten the supply of ale, right lads? Renounced cheer erupts in the beer tankard, smashes together all around. So why don't you take your shiny lion badge and shove off? Breakout turns to you. What are you going to do? Well, we can either threaten them or offer a bribe. Let's go with 10 gold. Explain that you've been authorized to grant act of heroism rewards to soldiers you meet. How much gold are you willing to offer, then? So this one? That didn't work. It was so slow, I mean... I'm not that great at this, apparently. Oh, indeed, they have shields. Soldier. The expansion of the Empire requires constant conscripts of new blood. Soldiers block all attacks, greatly reducing their damage. Use Bash to open them up for damage. We actually had this one, didn't we? Could have told me about the Musketeer there. Far more interested in him, honestly. pressing the wrong button there for that. Wanna help, dude?
Like a compass, it indicates the truth of all directions.
Well, the Cardinal's Blade. Armor Breaker. Bash causes additional damage to armor. Yes. As the soldiers fall under yet another blow from your sword, the leader shouts out, "Stop, alright, we'll do our part. Just stop cracking our skulls."
Nicely done.
Okay. As you enter the great hall, the towering arch doors swing open with a heavy crack. A giantess of a valve rope enters unaccompanied by raiders. Malaklavs bows low to the ground. "My companion and I have been sent for to discuss a truce between the Empire and the Northern, my lady. So they send me a silver-tongued devil and his shield maiden," she smirked. "I hope for your sake you have decent offerings." You kneel before the priestess. "Only 4 blessings? What a pitiful effort." With a flick of her wrist, bolting lightning strikes you.
You still have a chance to defeat this mission, even if imperfectly.
The giantess claps the sound ringing in the silent, cold hall. Ha! This small thing survived it. Impressive, but if you wish to speak to me of treaty, you must prove yourself against my champion. The raiders charge towards you. We're gonna try this again, I guess, after this try, and this, well, one try. Fierce, loyal, and deathless. Champion High Priestess. Berserker weapons are imbued with ice. That's okay, we know that.
Why do you always end up enraging the locals? You should learn insult.
Fine. You don't want my companions to survive, do you? Well, don't worry, we don't actually care much about them. One more hits the ground. Nice try, dude. Ooh, that was a good one. You need to slow him down, you know. We just stabbed her champion in the neck. I can't imagine she would complain about that, right? Even though you failed to bring me your offerings, I'm impressed with how you wielded your sword. Now hear my terms. The High Priestess draws herself up, a towering figure draped in fur and warmth. The North will never bend to the Empire. Blood, For blood. Those are my terms, small one. Let your leaders hear it and quake. With you, make a quick descent to relay the message back to General Brandstorm. For the blessing of the Priestess Champion, you get Hammer, the Humbo Hammer, the Berserker's Creed, and the Extinguisher. For besting the High Priestess Champion, we get Winter Solace, Burning Building, Temple Prayers, and Cartographer. Warrior's Axe, Soldier's Sword, and some food. For Allegiance to the Dealer's Table, you receive... Okay. The Dealer's Table, I received new colors, nice. I'm gonna take a look at those in a moment. I don't know what those things are. They look like hats. New dangers lurk in the caverns surrounding the Goblin town. Okay. The Friendly Innkeeper. For clearing up the Rusty Razor. Okay, that's simple enough. Rana, ranks cable fishing. And rest in Iron Peak. Right then. This was the Priestess's adventure. We're gonna try it again. But that's gonna be next episode. For now, thank you for joining.